Some soldiers of the Nigerian army have reportedly attacked an office of the Eko Electricity Distribution Company in Badagry, Lagos State over power outage. This is coming 1 week after officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force from the Sam Ithnen Air Force Base in Ikeja attacked the headquarters of the Ikeja Electricity Distribution Company in Alausa, Lagos, brutalizing staff and journalists while also vandalizing property worth billions of naira. Confirming the incident, the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors, Sunday Oduntan, expressed shock that another disco was attacked by the military within 1 week, underscoring the trend of military invasion of utility companies. Joining us now on the show is Chief Sunday Oduntan, Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Nigerian Electricity Distributors. You're most welcome to the show, Chief Oduntan. Thanks for joining us. This is very worrying, and this is a trend that we don't even want to see. We're still dealing with the Ikeja disco and condemning the actions of the military, or at least asking for an investigation into that. We've seen that very, worrying video. And now, Eko Disco is the next target. Yes. Can you share with us what happened, the extent of what happened? Was it the same pattern? Did you receive a letter as well ahead of time? Is it because they're owing money as well? Is this their response rather than paying up their debts, coming to attack the disco? And what, if there are any actions, what's the progress at the moment?
Thank you very much. What happened has nothing to do with money, payment, or debt. What happened was that the Transmission Company of Nigeria were doing some upgrades. This upgrade happens in different parts of the country at different times. In the case of Lagos, they informed us and we sent messages. We made announcement to all our customers. And in the case of Badagry area, the upgrade was to happen in Agbara Industrial Estate, which will affect Badagry and other places, including Topo military barracks. So we informed them. In the case of the military barracks, we actually informed the commander, Lieutenant Colonel S. Lawan. We did all of this in writing. So as far as we were concerned, they knew that there would be restricted supply of power. We even tried a couple of times to restore power, but because of excess load and not enough energy coming through from TCN to us, we could not serve the area better. So on the night of the 14th of March, at exactly 1 a.m., men, soldiers from that barrack, they call it 15th Field Engineers Regiment, Topo, Badagry. They went to our injection substation. Unfortunately, we do not have video or cameras there. Yeah. Now we are being taught a big and bitter lesson, even though it will cost more money to do. Because an injection substation is just a small building. We have a DSO, that's a distribution officer. That's the person that will put on lights or on or off when you get from TCN. That's the interface. He was there with a security officer from a private security company. They just grabbed them, abducted them from that place at 1 a.m. and took them and seized their phones, took them to their barracks, and they inflicted injuries on them. After beating them and doing all sorts of things on them, they brought them back at 5 a.m. to that office. It was at that point that those guys could then inform the head office. That was how we knew about it. It was a night raid in a very unfortunate way. Now, we've said it over and over. We as distribution companies, or even I can speak for the generation companies and transmission companies, as utility providers, we are not against the military. For the military are actually what we call maximum demand customers. Customers that require a lot of energy, and we try our best to supply, but we also expect them to pay. And this government, since 2023, just like Mr. Fashola did during the last regime, and I single out Mr. Fashola, wasn't the only power minister during that regime, but he stood out as one man who insisted that ministries, departments, and agencies should be paying their bills. But this very government, with the president himself, made it very clear that MDA debt should be cleared. And there's been meetings, some debts have been paid, we're making progress. I have given the military marching order that they should give them money, they should pay. And that was why Ikeja, when they had that Air Force base, when they had a debt of 1.4 billion, they paid 1.2 billion. That was 2023. But in 2024, surprisingly, their bill went up by 100 million. They had a bill of 1.5 billion. They only paid about 623 million naira, which is shocking. What happened to the rest of the money? But they were paid. That's the issue. But in the case of the military at Topo in Badagry, what they said was that we're beating you up because you did not give us supply. But it is not our fault. And that upgrade is meant to increase power supply to all parts of Lagos State. And that is going on all over the country. So we are receiving this kind of attack and assault, and it is just shocking. But let me make it clear. When we experience this sort of assault, whether from the Air Force, now from the Army, it does not really mean that we believe that this is what the military is all about. We believe there are still very honorable men. Because in Ikeja, I must say this, Ikeja, we were saved. I was there personally on that day when the operation started at 7:35 a.m. I was just lucky, opposite Ikeja Electric, it's MITV. I came down from my car from MITV. I wanted to cross the road. That's when I saw the truckload of Air Force fully armed, and you can see from the video. Okay. But we were saved that day by a military officer. Okay. A brigadier general from Ikeja Cantonment was the one who came to disperse them.
Thank you for shaping all of this, for giving us context and, for giving us more details around this. I remember after that incident in Ikeja happened, you joined us on Newsday and you shared more details and more of a timeline around this issue. One question I asked you then, which is a question I want to ask you again, because you said these instances with the military are not new. Although they are coming to the public space now, you said that they are a regular occurrence across the country. So, and I asked you, do you report them? What actions do you take when these happen? Because there's now a case of, there's conversation being brought to the media, but on your part, what have you done to address the fact that the military, you are saying that the military have made a habit of attacking electricity and disco workers across the country? Okay,
thank you very much. Let me make it very clear why we didn't make noise about some of the beating. I'll give you at least 3 instances of when we were beaten. In the case of Ikeja, the chairman of Ikeja Electric, Dr. Adesina, and the chairman of Eko Disco, Mr. Dere Otubu, both of them, they believe that the way to resolve crisis, peaceful ways, reaching out to those people, because they believe that because those people have they have layers and superior officers can come in and resolve issue. In 2016, we were beaten at Abeokuta. There's a garrison command called Alamala in Abeokuta. We were beaten, we reported to the police. That was under Ibadan Electric Distribution Company. Same thing happened in 2018, the same place. Anytime there was no supply, or anytime we sent our officials out to go and collect what they owe, what they resort to doing is beating. It happened to in Kaduna. It has happened before in Jos. So in the last 10 years, we have had experiences. Every time it happened, we always report to the police. In the case of this one, in Badagry, by the army, immediately we lodged a complaint with the Badagry police station. Up to now, the police have not come back to tell us what they have done. I have a feeling, I may be wrong, I think the Nigerian police, I'm not talking about the headquarters, those DPO or those area police people, they are very afraid of the military.
You want them to be beaten too.
You report
like
things.
We're seeing cases of
but let me say something about the IGP.
Yeah.
This current IGP, I must put it on record. In Abuja, we look at those who are owing us, including the presidential villa, and we wrote to them, and we really wanted to disconnect them. For some reason, I think the president got to know somebody, because in the past, maybe those presidents, the past one, maybe nobody told them. But because we were really ready to disconnect the villa, as soon as they got to know, they cleared the debt owed by their predecessors, from Mr. Jonathan to Mr. Buhari, was clear. So we left them. The police some of their formations. We disconnected them. And the IGP said, don't touch them because we are owing them. Let us sit down with them and do a payment plan.
Why would the IGP say don't touch them?
He said we should...
So that means there's a culture of beating.
Everybody know that from 1978 when Fela's house was invaded, in 1992 when Abiola's son was beaten and the chief of air staff that time, Nora Imam or something, called them mad dogs. We all know the attitude of the military. But I'm saying that the IGP showed leadership, good leadership, by saying
they should not beat you people.
No, by saying don't harass them. They have come to do their job. Let us pay. And they started paying.
But should that even be what an IGP would say in the first place, that don't beat them? It's not emboldening the culture of beating.
I don't think so.
Because see, what you are saying is that we have submitted that there's a culture because the military has guns and everything, they can come and beat citizens. Because in all of this matter, since the Air Force incident happened, this has also happened. This is not even the first time that the beating will occur on AKEDC. It's even happened before this Topo Badagry case. Yes. We've had a case like that. So it's a consistent culture of beating. So you now say that an IGP said don't beat them. It's just to reinforce that, with a beat, there's a culture of beating electricity officers and everything. The question is, where would you say no? Where is it going to stop? Why are people going on strike? Why are people going to go on strike? I know they're going to come and bring the caveat of national security, but people with families cannot be beaten like that consistently, and people will be looking, when are you going to put a stop to it? The Yorubas have said, the day you see evil, evil must enter the ground. When is this going to stop? Especially where we are in a democracy. And when are you going to stop petting them and emboldening them?
Well, we do not embolden them, and to be honest, when something like this happened, we even came out to say that, because one of the things that we had from the Oga at the Ikeja Air Force Base, one Air Vice Marshal, A.K. Ademulegun, he said, we need to know how important they are, that they're the one protecting the territorial integrity of the country, which is okay, which is fine. He also said, because the armory, and we said, if you can get money to buy armor and keep for the nation, you should also get money to pay for electricity, to keep the armor cool. If you cannot do that, put on your generator, buy diesel, just to ensure. So we should not be blackmailed when it comes to the armory. But aside that, we believe that there's always need for consultation, for all of us to sit down and resolve issues.
People are
for
beating
us
you
to
and
believe
there's
in
a need for
resolution.
consultation.
No.
Okay.
If we did not say anything, you may never get to know about this. At the end of the day, we've come out to say this is what has happened, and we're expecting the leadership right from the chief of air staff.
Hope you know
But the
journalists
chief
were
of air
beating that
staff, we wrote to him, we copied him all the letters from Ikeja. He did not respond. We expect him to show leadership. Okay?
So
and we believe that beyond and above him, there are still other people, right from the president and chief, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, as they call it in constitution, even the national security advisor, who has kindly intervened. And I must say, a few people who know that what happened is an embarrassment to Nigeria. So it will discourage foreign investors. So these are the things we should talk about. Resolution.
But one thing is clear.
Resolution.
One thing is clear. The way you are talking,
yes,
you will still come back here to talk about how you've been beaten again. Just wait.
I pray to not
happen. You have no choice. No, it's fine. Let's manage it.
The army has said that they are going to issue a statement. So
I'm not sure that will happen again.
Okay, don't worry.
They are Nigerians, mind you.
It's fine.
And let me tell you, not all military officers are happy with what has happened. A cousin of mine is a serving major general in Nigeria.
But how do we stop it?
Wait, no, Mr.
They are not happy.
Mr. Sunday, it's fine. Don't worry. You will still come back here to report that you've been beaten again. Thank you so much.